Head Start supported the mental, social, and emotional development of children from birth to age 5. Additional educational services and programs provide children and their families with health, nutrition, social, and other services. Head Start was also respectful to each child and supporting their family's ethnic, cultural, and linguistic backgrounds. It encouraged the role of parents as the first and most important teachers, as teaching starts at home with parents. Head Start, during numerous extension and expansions, starts looking at helping even younger children. The early Head Start programs serve pregnant women, infants, and toddlers from birth to the age of 3, and when a child can enter the Head Start program or another pre-K program. Continuous, intensive, and comprehensive services are provided with the Head Start program. Head Start services were offered in a variety of service models, depending on the needs of the local community. Community centers, schools, family child care homes, and YMCAs have different Head Start models, depending on the needs of the family. The 1960s saw a huge interest in the pre-K movement. It began to evolve quickly. Head Start began in 1965, and in the same year, Hawaii started to implement pre-K programs. Pennsylvania, which originally allowed for pre-K programs for children that started at ages 4 through 6, they called it kindergarten, but they let them come in at 4 years old, even though they called it kindergarten, it was really preschool. Now began to provide aid to these programs as well through Pennsylvania. At first they didn't have any aid at all, state or federal funding. California and New York soon follow in 1966 with their pre-K programs, and Connecticut follows in 1968. Florida, Alaska, Maryland, and Oklahoma began pre-K programs in the 1970s, and at the end of the 70s, only 11 states had pre-K implemented programs that were publicly funded. We begin seeing many different civil rights movements that also occurred during this time. Following in the 1980s, there would be 23 states that came aboard for preschool education, funded by the state or the government. People began to look at the studies because statistical studies started being made. The measurement and effectiveness of early childhood education was shown to be effective. It works. The results begin to show that more benefits come from preschool programs and earlier education. Some of the benefits of quality preschool experiences were that 67% of children were ready for school at the age of 5, compared to 28% of the children that did not have a quality preschool program. 61% of children became more committed to their education at age 14, compared to 38% that did not attend preschool or early education programs. 77% of students graduated from high school, compared to 60% of students that did not receive preschool education. 60% of students earned at least $20,000 annually at the age of 40, compared to 40% of students that did not attend preschool programs or early childhood development programs. The benefits seen with how a social environment helps students through elementary, academia, and middle school became widely apparent with these studies. The president we have now, President Obama, has a budget request for the 2017 school year of $75 billion over the next decade. This request looks to expand quality early learning programs, investing in innovation and evaluation to promote evidence-based practices for younger learners. Voluntary universal preschool would be a federal and state partnership goal to provide all 4-year-olds from low to middle income families access to a quality preschool program. This would help give all classes, rich or poor, from all socioeconomic backgrounds, the chance as something that has sometimes been reserved for only the wealthy, only the higher class. And this could, lead to affordable preschool for all students. In comparison, the money spent on certain things like military and other things that may be necessarily seen as beneficial to the average American, the requested budget for universal preschool is not that much. It pales in comparison to what we spend on the military or the wars that we have overseas. How will we have competent soldiers in the field if we do not teach them, if they do not learn at a young age? How will these people out in the field, these soldiers, be able to learn to combat, the needs they need to win a war? How will the people come up with the technology, the new technology that is, that will be inventing and creating wars that aren't really fought on the battlefield, that might be fought through technology, that might be fought through viruses or computer-based things? We don't know yet. In 10 years, we don't know, what the new technology will be, but we do know that technology will have a basis on war and education. Not everyone sees the military as beneficial to them personally. As a society, we can all see that preschool and early education is a benefit to all of our society, all of the community. More people give back, more people become teachers, more people get qualified jobs. All of this stuff happens with early education and money spent on early education, giving teachers, programs, students, the multimedia platforms, the different new technology that they need in the schools, the smart boards, all these different things that are going to help the average student that may not see technology at home. The chance to use technology at school. It'll educate the public about issues in general. It'll impact the average American a lot. The way it will impact them is that these people will give back to our society. These people, statistical studies have shown that these people will make more money, put more money back into our community, which means that our economy will grow, that our economy won't be so stagnant. We won't see as many drops, in Wall Street as we are now. Also, since the 1960s, when the big movement started for education and the war on poverty happened, since then we've kind of gone down on education. Education is a platform that we were once number one at, and now we've slipped very far behind. And if we do not fund these early education programs, I believe we will fall even farther behind in education to these countries. Why? Because these countries do realize that they need to start their students earlier. Places like China, Singapore, all these places are starting their children younger. People are advancing so much in education because they get an early start and they get advancement at an early age. It's proof that children learn the most from birth to age 5. Maybe even, to age 6. The thing is, once you get past that age, learning only comes so much, you can learn so much, but from age birth to 5, they can learn their synapses in the brain, everything's going so fast that they're learning at such a fast rate that it's hard to even compute. I mean, computers don't even move as fast. Children are learning at such a fast rate now that it is important to start them early. If we don't start them early, later on, they won't be prepared. They won't be prepared for high school, they won't be prepared for college, and they sure won't be prepared for working in the ever-growing, expanding workforce in the United States. What? Okay.